So let's move on. Talk a little bit of NFL Combine soon. And very soon.
Yeah, end of this month, early or March, something like that.
Within the next 2 weeks.
The next couple of weeks, man, we're gonna see guys getting ready and preparing themselves for the NFL Combine. And obviously, this is their opportunity to showcase their measurables to NFL teams, and hopefully get a job at the end of April for one of these teams. And so you've gone through that process. Just want to talk a little bit about what your combine was like.
It was long. It's a long 3-4 days that you out in Indianapolis. Day starting at 4 a.m. You getting drug tests, medical. You meeting with coaches all day, and then you finally get to go to the field and showcase what you can do. But yeah, the 2 or 3 days before that, you got to stay locked in because it's draining. It's long.
Mm-hmm. What was your mindset going in? I mean, you coming from Ohio State at the time. I mean, you were a national champion and playing for one of the best college teams in the country. What were you thinking about going in?
My mindset was going in just trying to impress every organization. You going there, you kind of nervous, but you got to just keep the main thing. The main thing, you going in there, every team is going to be there. You're going to be meeting with every team. Mm-hmm. You're going to be meeting head coaches, GMs for your favorite teams that you grew up watching and stuff like that. So, but your main mindset is just going there trying to win over an organization that you try to prove throughout your interview process that you just want a team to take a chance on you, that a team that can believe in you and a team that's willing to pick you in order for hopes to them to improve their team. So it's just a job. It's like a job interview.
Mm-hmm. So look, outside of your regular work, preparing, you working out, doing your regular staying in shape, what have you, do guys specifically prepare for the drills that are at hand? Yeah. So you working out throughout the season and you preparing to do the jump test. And do you guys work on that beforehand, or do you just...
No, you work on that beforehand. That's majority of the things you work on. Like,
is what they're going to do
like
in the
track
drill?
star, because you working on 40 starts and you working on like the agility drills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then mainly after the combine, that's when you get to working on football. You feel me?
Okay.
So before the combine, you working on 40 starts, you working on shuttle drill, you working on 3-cone drill and stuff like that. And then afterwards, after your workout, then that's when you start working on football and stuff like that.
Okay.
There are arguments on both sides of this, right? There are people who, the analytics guys will say, those measurables at combines and all that, like that stuff matters. Like guys will get, change draft position, based on their 40 time, based on their shuttle drill time, based on their, broad jump, based on their vertical leap, like all of it, your wingspan, like all this stuff. Analytics guys eat this stuff up. Mm-hmm. Then there are guys on the other side of the coin who say, this is cool, but like, this doesn't tell whether you can play football and make plays or not. Right. So where do you stand on that issue?
I mean, like, it's good to get the measurables and stuff like that. It's good to run a fast 40 and jump a long broad jump, but I feel like as a scout, it's really up to their job to know who's like football guys who can go on the field no matter what and still produce on the field. Like the measurables, those all are good things and they're great to do at the combine. And trust me, like, you run a fast 40, you jump high, it is gonna boost your draft stock. Like it is beneficial, but it doesn't really tell the full story of how you is as a football player.
Right.
Like, when you step in between the lines, because some dudes is track guys. Some dudes gonna run a 4.3, but some dudes is got football speed. Like Jerry Rice, he ain't run. What he run, like a 4.5?
Jerry was 4.6.
Yeah, but you never seen him get caught.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah.
A lot of guys got football, or say they got football speed, but the measurements don't tell the full story every time.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, because you had guys, some of the fastest guys that ever ran the 40 flamed out in the NFL in a couple of years, because they didn't have the skill set. They had the speed, but they didn't have the skill set at the position that they were playing. So, football is a game where you got to be mentally and physically tough. And sometimes the measurables, you throw that out the window. If I got a gamer, give me this guy because I know I'm gonna get the most out of him. On the football field. When the whistle blow, it's time to go. So, it's a crapshoot. Shilo Sanders didn't even get invited to the combine.
Shilo.
I'm sorry. Shilo. He didn't get invited to the combine. So, and he's going to get an opportunity, and he might be a solid pro. You had guys like Cooper Kupp, who was I want to say one AA guy coming out of college. He ended up being one of the best receivers in pro football over the last 7 to 8 years. So, hey man, you just got to go out there and play.
Yeah, but let's dissect that a little bit. Like, so you and Shilo play the same position.
Yeah,
both safeties. What do you think he needs to do to get himself to be sort of attractive to an NFL team? I mean, he's not going to have a combine. He'll probably have a pro day.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think he needs to show in his pro day, in his interview, that can get a team interested?
Probably show him just moving around on the field, like attacking the ball. Probably a fast 40 from him would boost his draft stock because a lot of people know him as kind of like a box safety or a hard-hitting safety. So when he go out and do his drills, how fluid his hips are, how fast he can get in and out of his break, it's going to benefit him at his pro day because I don't really know about the reports and stuff, but I know he did like one of the Senior Bowls or the Shrine Game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he did in it, but the fact that he's just not going to have a combine is not going to showcase, he's not going to be showcased to the world like for the picture they already have painted for him.
Right,
right. So his pro day going to be very important.
How much do you think it'll matter that, he comes from a football family?
Man.
Because when the lights come on, like, I guess it's different. He's played under this spotlight all his life.
Yeah.
Being his father being Deion Sanders. And so, from Jackson State to Colorado, the lights were extremely bright for him. And the spotlight was on him every little move he made. So, like, I feel like going into an NFL draft, if I'm a team 4th, 5th, 6th round, 7th round, I'm looking at a kid who the light's not going to be too big for him. Yeah. The stage is not going to be too large for him. And he can perform under pressure. Yeah. So do you think any of that will matter?
I think like the light's not going to be too bright for him. Like you said, he's Deion Sanders' son. So he didn't been under every spotlight, camera in his face. He just need to go out there and just prove why a team should take a chance.
That's what I was about to say. He just need to go out there and play, man.
Yeah.
Go out there and make plays and prove people wrong. And he should have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's his number one motivation right there. Oh, I didn't get invited to the combine? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So you show out at your pro day. Mm-hmm. I know Ohio State has one of the biggest pro days. Every team in the NFL is at Ohio State pro day. Since we talking about combine, when Webb went through his combine, he ran a decent time. He pulled his hammy, so he couldn't finish the combine. Mm-hmm. But by him being in the situation at Ohio State, everybody came to Ohio State prior to him coming there anywhere because you had Joey Bosa, Zeke, all those guys already had been through their pro day. So it was a big pro day. So to Shilo, just show out at your pro day, man. And Ohio State was known for having other universities, particularly in Ohio, smaller schools, have guys who didn't get invited to the combine. They would invite him to Ohio State pro day so you can get a look.
Yeah.
Hey man, that pro day, that's real big for Shilo. That'll be real big for him.
And then like they got Shador and Travis, they top 5 picks, so every team gonna be at his pro day.
Right, exactly.
And then he a big name also, the Deion Sanders' son, so he know the lights and eyes gonna be on him, so it's just up to him to go out there and perform.
So everybody goes through the same drills, each position?
DB drills. Like all the DBs are gonna do the same drills. And then afterwards, like an individual coach might pull you to the side and want to see you like individually. Or he might get a group of guys that he want to see within the same position that they want to see individually and put you through like a personal workout and stuff like that.
Right there at the combine.
Yeah, at the combine.
Okay. I always thought it was unfair to offensive linemen to run the 40. You're never gonna run 40 yards down the field, man. I just always thought
Well,
it
you
was
got
unfair.
some linemen, they run low fives.
Let me tell you something. If I'm Flozell Adams, I'm going 10 yards up the field and that's it. You better run behind me and go. I'm not going no further, man.
Yeah, that is true.
I want to see how athletic a guy is, though. Like, I want to see if you can, for an offensive lineman, like, you got to be
Look
able
at
to,
your boy, Eric
pull.
Allen.
You got to be able to pull.
Allen running down the field for them Cowboys, making blocks 30 yards down the field.
Okay.
Sewell, you got to be Penei
Sewell.
You got to be able to pull and block.
Catch passes.
Yeah, all that.
If you the Lions
10
offense.
10 yards, baby. I ain't going more than 10 yards.
So who are some of the other guys? I mean, we talked about Shilo Sanders. Who are some of the guys, maybe locally, Michigan State, that we should be looking out for who've been invited to the combine that we should kind of keep an eye on?
Will Johnson. So
Oh yeah, Will Johnson.
Well, he had a long time to prepare for this.
Yeah. Yeah, you say Will been preparing for the combine since week 6.
Mid-season.
Right.
I'm expecting him to do great.
But guys like Will, and he'll probably just maybe run. I don't even know. He already guaranteed a top 10 pick. He penciled in the top 10. So guys like him, Travis, they might not even perform at the combine.
So what's the determining factor, right? So like, who makes that decision on what you do and what you don't do?
That's a great question.
When is that decision made, and like what are the factors that go into, okay, I'm going to do this event but not do other events?
That's a great question.
I've been invited but I'm not going to run. I'm going to run but I'm not going to do bench press. Like what goes into those decisions?
Yeah, that's between you, like your agent and your trainer, just from the feedback that your team is getting. But like I remember just because they wake you up early in the morning to get ready for the combine. So they ask you, they're gonna ask everybody in the hotel lobby, like who's not running the 40, who's not doing broad jump, who's not doing certain drills that you need to do during the combine. So like it's just individual based, how you feel. And like Will Johnson, he'll probably run the 40 at the combine just so he can get it over with and just show the world that how fast he is. But even if he don't, like he say he don't want to run it, he's gonna have everybody at his pro day anyway. Yeah. So he can just run it at his pro day if he don't feel comfortable.
So why would a guy run it at his pro day but not run it at the combine?
It just depends on how you feeling. Like if you don't feel like you gonna run a fast time, or if you know that, let's just say Will Johnson, for example. He knows that every coach, or his team probably already know which teams are most interested in him and things like that. So when he meets with these teams, they gonna ask him, is he gonna run at the combine or not, or they want to see him run at the combine. If they say they don't care, they will see you run at the pro day. You can just run at your pro day and it'll be the same thing.
And I think another advantage of running at your pro day is you're at home. I think it's still all electronic, but it's Michigan electronics.
You might get the benefit of
you know what I'm saying? And I would venture to say we'll probably run in the 4.4s, maybe low 4.5, but definitely in the 4.4s, so like he has more firsthand knowledge than us, obviously, but it's that home field advantage.
Yeah.
Home field advantage.
Just waking up knowing the field,
knowing the personnel, all of that.
Your coach is on the clock. Your teammates are around, so there's a level of comfortability there that I think could make kids feel a whole lot more comfortable in that.
Yeah.
Well, our listeners are going to tune in a couple weeks and check out this combine. Hopefully, we see some great athletes out there, and our hometown Lions can pick some players to help us get to a Super Bowl.
Myles Garrett. You don't have to pick him. You just need to trade for him. Right, you don't need a combine for that.
He's ready right now.
Or Max Crosby. Somebody like that. Yeah.